up there, POV fam? Welcome back to the season finale of their POV with Nik and King. Today we are your host, Nikki Johnson.
And I am Shawn Harrington, the cousin of the king.
He is the king for today. He is the king every day. Thank you for stepping in. I'm going to make sure we are showing up live. While I am doing that, why don't you tell the good people how your weekend was and give you a shout out?
Well, actually, believe it or not, this is one of my, I can say, good weekends because I didn't have to go anywhere. I wasn't on the road, so it's not too often I get a chance to sit home. So being home this weekend, my grandson, it was his 6th birthday, so we just hung out, went out to breakfast, took him out, played around with him with his little scooter. So just spent more family time this weekend and relaxing, with the grandkids or whatever. And that's about it. So just to take advantage of not being gone all the time, just being able to just sit home and relax a little bit. That's what I did.
As my daddy used to say, you got somewhere and sit down. You got somewhere to sit down. Welcome to everyone who is tuning in. We see you all coming in, but remember, if you don't say hello to us or say something, we won't know who you are. Good evening to whomever. It just says Facebook user. So I'm so sorry, but good evening to whoever you are and to all of you who are listening in. So my weekend was good as well. I pretty much just worked to finish up some projects because next week is vacation time for me. Except for Tuesday, because y'all got to tune into the Queen's Takeover again. But so that's what my weekend was, and it was really good. It was therapeutic. It was all kind of good, delicious stuff. So, you didn't do your shout out. Did you shout out already?
No, shout
Oh,
out to all my family and friends. You know how I do. Mine is gone. Just like I said, it's still on relax mode. But just just hello to everybody. I'm glad everybody's tuning in for this show, and just hey, well, you know me. I'm just laid back.
and Coley Cole is in the building. Hi,
Hey,
Nicole.
Cole.
Hi, Cole. I'll be connected with you after the show, boom. So if y'all did not get the chance to see on Tuesday, we launched our new podcast, The Queen's Takeover. Nicole Clark, Sierra Pleasant, and myself. Oh, y'all missed it if you missed it, but no fear. The replay is on my page. It's also on our YouTube page at The Queen's Takeover. We would love it. The Queen's Takeover podcast. We would love it if you guys would come over and subscribe and join us so you don't miss an episode. King says, good evening, folks. Good evening, King. How are you? All righty. So my shout out, listen, enjoy it because it may be the last time you hear it. Listen to this shout out. My shout out goes to my future husband, wherever you are, whoever you are. Shut up, Shawn. I know we have not met one another yet, but I know you are somewhere praying and preparing for me. And I am doing the same for you. You have an amazing wife waiting for you. Hey, boo, hey. Don't be the hater number 2. Don't be the hater
Hey,
number
I
2.
gotta keep it going. I gotta keep
You
it
gotta
going.
keep it going. Okay.
Gotta keep
Well,
it
he's in the audience. He
all
kept
right,
it
all
going.
right. That was for you,
So,
King.
so y'all, this is I think I seen him yesterday. I have no idea who you thought you saw yesterday. Oh, my future husband, and why did you see him and I didn't? And come on, future husband, thank you, William. It's nice to get some support from my man, whoever he is, wherever he is. So this is the season finale here. And today we're going to talk about some very viral, very hot topics that are in the news right now. And then we're going to recap some of our favorites that happened this season. We got some updates for you at the very end. Here I am. Who are you? It says Facebook user. I don't know who you are, darling.
Probably the same one as that before. That was a Facebook user.
But he's saying he my husband. Here he is. I don't know who you
Oh,
are.
it's a he. Oh,
You
okay.
are elusive. If it's a she, I'm sorry.
Hey, hey.
I love men. I love men. Shalom to you, big brother. That's my big brother. All righty. We got so much to hit. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All righty. Well, we're going to do this real quick. Have to put the disclaimer up. Boom, boom, boom. Read it, read it, read it. Get into it. Get into it. All righty. So our first one today that we are talking about is I cannot show the video, all right, because copyright laws and stuff be doing some things. Even though I just put the disclaimer up, we just gonna do the still picture. If y'all have not seen this woman and her, I'm not sure if it's her husband or the father of the child, um, allegedly.
It's the
Uh,
baby daddy.
yeah, but I kept trying to look and see if it was husband or just baby daddy.
Yeah,
So it's
baby
baby daddy.
daddy.
Their 3-month old has been hospitalized with a broken back, and if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it 15 broken ribs?
Yeah, and an arm or something like that. But that's not the first
Yes,
time.
and
Or
it's
a
not the
punctured lung and a punctured lung.
right. And so the baby also has a punctured lung. And so what you see in this picture, the woman that's circled in red is her niece. Her niece went on an all out, I'm about to beat you down because I'm tired of you hurting your kids, allegedly hurting your children attack. And the video went on for about 25 minutes or so. So I couldn't have shown it all here anyway. But basically the family, the baby daddy's family, her family, everybody was coming together in defense of this poor baby. This baby is only 3 months old and is beat up worse than somebody that professionally boxes. And so the question that I want to propose to everybody is, do you feel that the family members are justified in violently stepping into this situation? Because again, as you saw in the picture, the one that was circled in red, her niece went in. When I say her niece was going in physically, she was beating her down. And they were actually trying to convince the police too to step in, which is so crazy because if you watch the whole video, the police show up. Next thing you know, there is no police. So you
Gone.
saw the whole entire video, Reese. What
Yeah.
are your thoughts? Were the family members justified for stepping in violently the way they did?
I mean, as a family member, everybody want to protect the little baby. I mean, even if you wasn't a family member. So when they came in and you saw the title 3 month old baby, back broken, that's the first thing. Molly whopping all over the place,
Yes.
just sweeping them up and down the courtyard. But what's going to happen after that? I mean, to me, okay, you're mad, you're upset, you went over there. Now your possibility of you going to jail, the baby still hurt, gonna come home if social services don't step in. So some of them kept a level head, but that one that grabbed her by her head and just started beating her, and the mother still talking about, I don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on in your own house. Your baby didn't fall or anything like that. She said when she picked her up, she was like,
The
just
baby was
whoa.
crying every
Yeah,
time she tried to hold her
I
underneath.
like, come on now. This when she said
Yeah.
she took it to the doctor. But nobody knows what happened to this girl, this baby, broken back, punctured lung, and they said that wasn't the first
15
time.
ribs.
Yeah, and I'm like, you don't know what's going on, and she just crying and boo-hooing and all kind of other stuff. And like you say, the family came over. Who at the hospital with the baby? That's what I want
That's
to know.
what That's what I was wondering when you sent me the video. I was like, if everybody, well, they did say, let me back up. Because the baby father's family was at the hospital, so was her family, and they were saying that the police were there looking for them, wanting to question them. So they have been up there. I don't know who was currently at the hospital because everybody was pretty
Yeah,
much in that whole video, it seems like, because family members kept arriving, like they were ready to beat some people down and behind what happened to that baby. The crazy part about it is you know how fragile 3-month old babies are, right?
very.
And when she kept saying, I don't know what happened, I just know he said so and so. And when I tried to pick the baby up, the baby started crying. With those many injuries, you couldn't just look at the baby and tell. You couldn't
But
just you could like you,
but
a
mom said,
punctured lung, a
yeah.
punctured lung. Let's just do the punctured lung. The baby was struggling to breathe then, and then we're gonna hit 15 ribs. The baby probably would never stop crying.
But at 3 months old, what mother takes their eyes off their baby? You just had a newborn. You don't know no mother that they constantly in them. Where my baby? I mean, they baby is right there with them every minute of the day.
Yeah,
So at 3 months, you done took your eyes off your baby where you don't know if she fell. If she broke her back, I'm pretty sure she was crying.
exactly. Ribs, trying to breathe,
Yeah.
She said in one part of the video she wasn't home. When she came home, he told her, the baby's father told her the baby, I don't know, because she said a couple of different things. And then when she kept talking, at one point, I think it was when she was talking to the police, she was talking about how she was, every time she would go to pick the baby up, the baby was crying. I'm like, so were you at home or were you not at home? You just said when you got home, he told you da da da. Let's hit some of these comments real quick. Okay, that was Roderick. Hey, Roderick. Violence is never the answer. Violence only makes you feel good. You want to hit that one?
Absolutely. Somebody had to do something. However, violence is never the answer.
That's kind of how I felt about it. Violence isn't the answer, but that niece was so tired. And I didn't realize it was the niece when she first started whipping on her.
Yeah.
But I realized afterward when she said who she was, why she was so passionate about it. Because she said this ain't the first time. And the woman herself said she had a CPS case. CPS was not the word she used, but she did say she already had a case. So, yeah, that
I
family
think she
was
said CVS or something like. I'm like
something like
CVS.
that.
Yeah, it was something crazy.
My mama said presents. I'm sorry, mommy. What was that for? Because she my mama, she right though. Douglas says, hey, what's up, Nikki? What's up,
What up,
Shawn? How
D
you
Smooth?
doing? You want to hear this comment?
A woman always better protective with their babies. Something ain't right there. Red flag.
Um, what did you think about the fact that the police just disappeared?
That what was crazy because it's like, okay, he didn't try to figure out who was fighting, who was beating up who, whatever. They told him the situation, and he was like, man, let me get out of here because it's almost like they ain't finna beat me up too. He didn't have no backup or anything. He just looking back and forth like, okay, let me just listen to this. I'm not even gonna take a report, and I'm out. And what
Backup eventually showed up, but what happened to them?
they just left. Nobody got arrested. Nobody got taken in or anything. And what's the crazy part about it? One of the ladies in there, she told the son, she's trying to blame you. She said you did it, and he's looking like,
That was his stepmother. That was his dad's wife, the baby
okay.
daddy's dad's wife. Yeah.
And they were like, she trying to blame you, and he was like, huh? And he was looking like, what you mean she trying to blame me? So I'm like, okay, she's trying to blame him. He acting like he don't know anything about it, but he's still
Right.
protecting her. That whole
Yeah.
situation was crazy. I'm like,
It was crazy. He was angry when he realized, because they kept saying she's blaming you. You need to go down and talk to the police and clear. She kept saying clear your account, and I think she was meaning give your account of the situation. I'm not sure, but when somebody gave verbatim what she told them about him, he was mad. So she was ready to. It was funny to me. She was defending that she didn't put it on him harder than she was what happened to her child. That could just be me, but she didn't want that man mad with her more than the people who were mad with her about what happened to the baby, in just my opinion. Go ahead.
but like you said in other situations, you like everybody was out there just videotaping. Then you see another car pull up, people jump out and
Man,
start fighting. I'm like, I mean, they just coming up like, okay, we on shifts. She got the first shift. I'm coming in the second shift. I mean, calls just coming from everywhere. Like it was a family reunion. Oh, we getting ready to get her.
that part. And the crazy part about it is, in the very end, tell them who drove away with who.
He put her in the car and got in the car with her and pulled off. Now
So,
your baby got
all, go ahead, go
your
ahead.
baby has a broken back. She's trying to accuse you. They trying to defend you, fighting her, and you got your arms over her, protecting her, pushing her in the car and get in and leave. Now
Here's
that
the question of the day for me, though, Reese. This is the question of the day. The police got there. We saw him also on his
radio.
walkie-talkie thing, letting them know how to find him in the back in the middle of the courtyard. So we know other officers arrived. They were told that the police is looking for them for questioning in this case.
Right.
They left.
Yeah, didn't even
They
take them for
left.
questioning to take them downtown or anything.
That's my point. You never saw them get arrested. Like, they left. And when they left, a bigger fight ensued. And I guess people was like, we ain't calling the police back out here. They gonna do that no way, because nobody called the police. And that was a huge fight that was about to take place in the street. So I can I don't condone violence, but I can see why the niece was upset, as upset as she was, because they probably have had the police and child protective services in those children's lives for a long time. And whether they both had something to do with it or not, she was like, you know what, I'm gonna give you a taste. Anyway, comments say the police had an obligation to investigate this incident. Yeah, but we don't know what happened to them, because this thing rolled for 25 minutes
Yeah.
and some seconds, and literally, all of a sudden, there are no police officers. There are, I don't know what happened to them.
Yeah, like I ain't finna get my butt beat.
Cause Denise told her, I whooped her. I'm the one that did it.
Yeah,
She
she said
didn't
I
get
did.
arrested. She didn't even get arrested. They both had something to do with it. Also, the police were aware of the baby's injuries. Red flag. True, true. Because I would have thought that there was a warrant out if they were looking for them and questioning to what happened
Exactly.
to that baby, but the police were gone. I don't know. What are your final thoughts before we move on to? Because this next one here, I got my water ready for that one.
My final thoughts on that, I think both of them as parents should be prosecuted. That baby should be put in a protective home where she can grow up and have a normal life, hopefully. But she don't need to be with them two. So that's my thought. So
My prayer is that the baby is going to completely recover with no lasting effects, no more complications. 3 months, yeah, yeah. Ooh, that was okay. I don't know why I put that on there. Hold on, sorry about that. Look, trying to end the show already. Here we go. Here we go. I don't know why this won't leave the screen. There we go. So now we are talking about, and if y'all have not seen this, I just need you to go and Google this. This happened back on July the 11th of this year. However, it has recently gone viral, sparking all kind of debate and conversation, which we're about to have right now. The man in the man that you see there is a Spirit Airlines employee who got into a physical altercation with the woman that is standing there. If you haven't seen the video, all you have to do is just type in this title. You will see all kind of stuff on it. So him being a man and the woman being a female, a lot of people felt like he was out of line for retaliating when she hit him. Um, and a whole bunch of people said she shouldn't have kept hitting him and doing what she did, because then when he struck back, you got what you were aiming for. So for those who have seen it, we definitely want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Reese, I'm going to start with you, because you and I
okay.
are on totally different ends of this thing. What were your thoughts when you saw the video? And King said that was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. What were your thoughts when you saw this video?
My whole thoughts was that, and like I said, yeah, she's a lady. I don't think he should have, even after she slapped him, that he had rights to them. But me as a man, I don't think it's ever right to strike a lady. Try to hold her or do something, but actually strike a lady, I don't think so. And even in the beginning, like I deal with customer service in the public. And for him to come, I don't know. It looked like he was what, ticket agent or something, because you kept fussing with him. But take yourself away from that situation. If she keep going, call security. And if she keeps, I mean, there's other ways to handle that instead of him being a man sitting there in this woman's face, constantly going back and forth with her, knowing that she's already irate. And he's saying, "You keep touching me. You keep touching me. You in my space. You in my space." Well, get out of her space, get back into your own space, and try to de-escalate the situation. Now, when she slapped him, yeah, he went after her, but still, I just she was wrong. Point blank. Period. Don't. I'm not taking that. She was wrong, but for him to try to hit her back to physically harmed that lady. That's the part I don't agree.
let
She
me
was
let me get
wrong.
some. Let me give a little context to it before you finish your thoughts, because some people have not seen this apparently. Um, Back in July, apparently what started it was this woman was upset saying that she did not have a seat on Spirit Airlines. And she was going, I guess, to complain about it. And the guy that you see in the video is actually a supervisor. Yes, I did research it. He's a supervisor. She was asked to get in line. So I guess they were going to try to handle the situation. But instead of her getting in line, she cut in front of everybody that was in line and was not being cooperative. So the guy that actually did the video footage has been interviewed several times, and he said he was over at Panda Express and heard all of this commotion going on. He is a photographer, so he grabbed his phone and went to go video record what was happening. And even according to him, the woman had been screaming. She had been hitting him. She had been calling him all kind of names. And the moment that most people are reacting to is when this man stepped between them, and she took that as an opportunity to, I don't even want to call it a slap, because she sucker slapped that, whatever you call that. She slapped him really, really hard. And in that moment is when you see the reaction. She trips over a chair, but when you first see it, it looks like he dove, and he like he dove on her, grabbed her legs, and she fell, but she actually tripped over a chair. He tripped over the same chair, and that's when you see him roll over her. But when he gets his footing, he reaches toward the back of her and he hits her. At this point, you see a whole bunch of people running up to stop him from hitting her. And so that kind of catches you up on, hold on one second. Okay, I'm gonna get to y'all comments in just a second. That kind of catches you up to the part that people are debating about, that some people feel that as a man he should have never hit her. I'm not gonna give my opinion just yet. I want Reese to finish getting his out, and then we're gonna go to the comments, and then I'll tell you mine.
Yeah, but like I said, when he went to, and she knew she messed up right then, because she like, oh, all that other time she talking her junk and everything, but as soon as she swung on him and
She took
slapped
off.
him, she
She
took
tried
off
to
running
run.
because she like, oh, ish,
Hmm.
it's on. I can't stand here no more. But he did good to restrain himself, because the whole time she probably pushing him and shoving him and bumping him
She
and
was.
doing all this stuff until somebody stepped in between her, and she felt like, oh, they gonna stop him if I get a sucker punch in. They gonna stop him before he get to me. That ain't what happened.
Mm-mm.
Soon as she hit him, he like turned into the Black Hulk.
I was just gonna say, it looked like he turned into Hulk, didn't
Yeah,
it?
he turned into the Black Hulk. That more like he moved everybody out the way. I was like, oh,
Don't touch me.
yeah, don't touch me. His radio went up in the air and she went
Man.
flying across the thing. And I think if she wouldn't have fell and he fell over her and caught her, it would have been worse than what it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I think that chair making her
yeah,
trip
yeah,
saved her from a whole
The
bunch of
Lord's put that
injury.
chair there that day for her to flip over,
The
so
Lord
he
had
can
arranged
catch
that seating.
her in that moment.
That part, it was that he arranged that seating.
Yeah. So the Lord gave her a chance to live another day, because he was gonna get her. And then all
Okay.
these people, like you say, come stepping in, don't do nothing. But it's like nobody gets in between until stuff starts to escalate. Why? Like, and I agree. Why didn't they get in the beginning? Try to get this lady out of the way, move her out the way, because they know she was being irate, jumping in front of the people that was getting on the airplane and everything. So it
From
could
the
have been,
beginning. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. Go
yeah,
ahead.
it could have been de-escalated in the beginning. But like you said, when she slapped him, whatever was after that was on her, and she knew
Man, the
it.
Black Hulk. It was straight Black Hulk.
Yeah,
We're gonna hit the comments. We got a whole bunch of them. Let's see. Mm, okay. So I'm gonna let you hit that one.
I would never hit a woman, but she should have kept her hands to herself. Exactly.
Watching now why he didn't just walk away. He was out of line. 73, both 73, both of them are wrong. But as far as him, he's definitely wrong. No matter what a person does, you got to learn how to conduct professionally, notify security, which they had already been notified where they were. listen, I'm gonna be quiet till it's my turn. Let me, because Reese, me and you done had a whole conversation about this already, so you know. Excuse me, but this woman started everything, and then she hit that man. That's called assault. Um, Sierra says he had enough. He had enough with the disrespect, but he should have walked away and closed the door, let her go crazy by herself. I kind of felt sorry for the man, but I'm never down with any women or men putting their hands on anyone.
Exactly.
That part. I know first things first. He hit him. He hit him. That's an assault. I think he's saying she, but okay, so she hit him. That's an assault. But like you said, he's a supervisor and he's had some ducks himself. And he should have done this, had somebody notify security right away. So I just ordered conduct woman. I think okay, she should be arrested and convicted. So before I give my thoughts, the outcome at this point is don't he laugh, Reese? Nobody was arrested. Neither one of them have been charged. They were both questioned, but no one was charged. He has been suspended, not fired, but suspended. Spirit did him so wrong. Now Spirit coming out talking about, well, he really ain't one of our employees. He's like a contracted employee, but he's been suspended. She, however, has gotten a lawyer, which we knew she would do, because she's saying that he assaulted her. I'm not sure where she was and what tape she was watching, but everyone that has spoken, including the man that whose videotape we watched, he himself said it was her and it was all her. So here are my thoughts. I am never going to condone a man putting his hands on a woman, never, ever, ever. But just like I don't think he should do it, she shouldn't do it either. As I said yesterday, I'm going to say today, that woman put her hands on him more than one time, more than once. And from the beginning of the incident that did not get recorded up until what we saw on tape, she was tripping. And I just don't understand why no one stepped in until the brother was getting ready to swing. Here's how I know everybody knew she was wrong. Not only have some of them said it in interviews, but as long as she was doing all that stuff to him, everybody was standing right there watching. The moment she reached around old boy and slapped him, everybody was like, oh snap. Even she took off running because she knew she was wrong. So when you know you know it, when you know, it's like that child that know they done went and wasted all that stuff, and when you come in, they like, I'm sorry, I didn't do it. She knew she was wrong. So why is it when the brother gets ready to retaliate, defend himself, whatever you want to call it, he is wrong for that? But you watch minutes, moments of this woman attack him, hit him, call him all kind of names, racial and you know the other ones. So why was that okay? And even when she slapped him, that was still okay. It was when you saw the Hulk come out that everybody ran to defend her. And then there was a brother in there who at first I thought was trying to get him to calm down and not go after her to protect himself. He was ready to fight him and behind him wanting to hit her. Again, I don't condone anybody hitting anybody and no man putting their hands on a woman. But why was everything that she did okay?
Yeah,
And
and
I'm
that,
gonna be honest, I hate to see my kings always have to be the ones they gotta bow down and take whatever someone is doing to them. She was wronger than two left shoes from beginning to end. Should he have walked away? There were several times he could have. He absolutely could have. But when she hit him repeatedly and then got that sucker punch in, I'm just trying to understand why everybody jumped in at that moment because that was wrong. But all she did, nobody did anything. They just stood back and watched it.
but I think a
We
lot
have
of
a lot of
times you
comments.
see situations like that where you see two people in a confrontation and they fussing, going back and forth, and everybody's sitting there taking out their cameras, ooh, ooh, ooh. But then when they get into it, that's when they want to jump in and break it up.
But
Because
that's not what they did, Reese. They had been into it. She had been putting her hands on
no,
him.
I'm talking about when it physically when she slapped him. Then because that's why I said before we see any of the video, he's telling her you're not gonna keep touching me. So when I say
Right.
touch, he didn't say slap or push or punch. She said because I'm thinking she doing this to him and walking up to him, and he like okay, you can do that to me. I can take that. But when she physically went, that's almost like, even if she didn't slap him, if she would have spit in his face, he would have went off then. But
Thank you,
all this other
William.
touching and everything like that, I think he took that as a man. But when she slapped him,
Right.
that's when, like, oh no, I let you get away with the other stuff. But then when people saw, oh, he getting ready to hit her, they want to jump in then.
Exactly.
And that's
That's my
and that's a
point.
lot of time. I think if it was two women that was going back and forth, people would have stood there until they started fighting. Then they would have tried to jump in and separate them. Because nobody jumps in until somebody gets into that altercation. They'll sit there and laugh, talk about, ooh, oh, world star, world star. But then when they start fighting, that's when everybody want to jump in and pull them apart. Why can't you pull them apart before that?
Exactly. And that's my point. Now, if it was two women fighting, I've seen people let two women fight. I've seen people let two dudes fight. In this particular situation, what differentiates this for me is this. If everybody watched what I watched, just on this side, not who are actively present, you watched her do things that if that had been him doing it to her, they would have broke them up the first time he put a finger on her. Nobody stepped in at all. But when she hit him the way that she did, and they saw his reaction, and they knew she was wrong, he was about to pop off, everybody wants to run in. Everybody was running in. Why was that not stopped when she first started? Because he is an employee of that airline. And y'all already knew she had been tripping from the giddy up, but nobody jumped in.
But
And
that's
now, and now she wants to holler that he assaulted me. So every time you put your hands on him, that wasn't an assault. That was not an assault.
yeah.
And then
Anytime you
you
touch
sucker slap,
somebody,
and then you sucker slapped him. That wasn't an assault. An assault on an employee at an airline.
yeah. And my thing is, like, I just feel as an employee, you're there. You have to deal with certain people because you're gonna always deal with that one. And just like with my job, I done had to been pulled to the back a few times because you're not gonna talk to me like this. And so Shawn stepped to the back because we go ahead and handle the situation. But
Yeah.
you're not gonna put your hands on me or anything. You can say
Mm-hmm.
all you want. I
Right.
have your job. Matter of fact, here, take my badge. You want this job, you can have it.
You
Come on
want my
back
ID?
behind the counter. But you're not. You can say all you want. You can talk whatever. But when she slapped him, that's all. Everything out the door after that. Because when people sit there and they can talk and do all this, they think they can do anything, and then they're gonna push the button a little more. No, you push the go button right there.
Man, she hit that anger button. You know how the Incredible Hulk, he was cool till you really made him angry. She hit that
Yeah,
button.
the
I
go
still
button.
commend him. I still commend him on as much as she did do. And again, we never saw what happened before the camera rolled. But as much as she did do, he kept his composure. Should he have walked away, there were opportunities for him to do so. But the moment she did that slap, the way that she did it, I think he saw green. I don't even think he saw red. I think it was just, that was it after that.
And my
And
thing was, they said he was a supervisor, so she had to start that before he got there to try to calm the situation down. So it
she
was
was
other
already
people.
about that seat on the airplane.
Yeah, because she was fussing about the seat on the airplane. So there was a ticking agent there. So they had to call the supervisor to come in. So where was the other people still standing behind? Excuse me, still standing behind the desk, just watching.
I don't know. I don't know. But see, they explained it, the reason why. And I, if you look at the video, you can almost see her ticket in his hand. He was asking her for her ticket back, and I don't think she wanted to give it to him at first. And so I don't know if what we saw was him trying to keep her from leaving before security got there. I really don't know. What I do know is
No, it was
I
like,
really I don't like to see people poke the bear on purpose, and then when the bear growls or attacks, you start crying or you start hollering about it's a black man trying to attack me, or you afraid. You no, you was froggy. You were very froggy, and that chair did save your life, but that chair almost was working in his favor because it slowed her down. But then again, the chair saved her life because he tripped over her too. I'm gonna let you hit this one, and then we'll get your final thoughts.
not only that, she verbally abused the man in front of the airport. Come on, y'all. That ain't right. That man isn't getting paid to take that abuse from no one, no matter what job he held.
High five to you, Derek. I agree with you. High five to you, Derek. And he probably took a whole bunch. Well, we saw him take a whole bunch, but
Yeah,
he took a whole bunch just that one shift, and then here she come being loud, belligerent, don't want to give the ticket back. I don't know if they were trying to ban her because she was being so belligerent. Um, um, when she was cutting in front of everybody, like I really don't know what all happened with that. But when they were reporting it on the news, if you're told to get in line for them to handle a situation and you cut in front of the entire line, that's going to cause an issue right there. Because some people been standing in line all this time and you screaming up off the top of your head trying to cut, like it was a lot.
yeah.
It was
And
a lot.
and not to get into anything else, but right after that, I saw a lady. She wouldn't put her mask on the plane, and they made the whole plane debark. They had to get everybody. They're like, "Really, lady, you gonna make everybody get off because you don't want to put on?" They made everybody inconvenience everybody else just to get her off the plane. I'm like, why not get security to get off? So you can tell what these people are dealing with on an everyday situation, having cancellations and all these other stuff, and you mad because you can't get on the plane first, but you will get on the plane. That means you're gonna go home. You're gonna be where you need to be, wherever you're going in less than 2 or 3 hours, hopefully, wherever you could fly into, and you're gonna be home. But you
Right.
want to make a scene. Now you're not getting on the plane. Now you done cause a scene. Now you got to be delayed. Now you're gonna spend more money at a hotel somewhere. If you could have just stood in line, you're gonna get on the plane.
Not even just that. And y'all tell us, is there an echo? Is the clown, is the sound clear today? Please let us know. Not just that, but you are inconveniencing everybody. You make that
Exactly.
one flight late, all the other flights are going to be late. Those stewardess have to be at a certain location by a certain time. So do the pilots. Those pilots are already tired. They got to sit and wait for you to get your ish together or for them to come escort you off of the plane. It's just why are you doing all of that? Um, Derek says, and another thing, I'll never fly on Spirit Airlines just because of what happened to that man. Mama said we sound good. Y'all are sounding great, sounding wonderful. Thank you so much. I hear people joke about Spirit Airlines a lot. I've never flown on them before. I'm gonna leave that alone. Anyway, what are you?
Well, I
What are
heard
your?
that you might as well fly soul plane if you fly in front.
What are your finals on this one?
My final thoughts is, like I said, I think the lady was totally wrong for what she did. But as a man, I would still would try to restrain myself from putting my hands on it, going after like that, being in a professional environment, try to take my self away from the situation. Like they said, take yourself to a back room somewhere, let it tab the airport because it ain't mine. So you go out there, but you're still not getting on the plane. So
Right,
no
you're
matter
gonna do
what
all
you
that.
do,
Still can't board it. Yeah.
yeah, no matter what you do, you can roll on the floor, jump off the counter, you're still not getting on the plane. So
Yeah.
my thoughts is, let her act crazy because she gonna in the end she the only one gonna look stupid, and her day is gonna be the only one messed up because I'm gonna come out and when they take you out, I'm gonna laugh at you and say, "Have a nice day."
My finals on this is keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself. And um I do not, I'm gonna say this one last time. I do not condone a man putting his hands on a woman. Don't play with me and try to put your hands. We don't do that. But keep your hands to yourself too, ladies, because you cannot be slapping, pushing, poking, what they call it when you do them in the forehead, the smushing or whatever. You can't be doing
Yeah,
all of that.
mushing.
Mushing. That's what it is. You can't be mushing people, pushing them all up in their chest, throwing stuff at them, and doing all of that. And as soon as he grab you or retaliates, then you want to start crying and call the police. Stop. Like, keep your hands to yourself, everybody. Like we tell the kids, pop, pop, pop. Keep your hands to yourself. That's that. All righty. Next one. You want to read that one, and then I'll explain it.
Another black woman on TikTok announces that she will now be dating outside her race.
All righty. So the reason why this made like viral news was because there are a lot of people, a lot of black women coming out saying that they're going to start dating white men, or at least just kind of pull back on the brothers, and then they give the reasons. This particular woman here says that she is tired of experiencing the colorism from black men, and she doesn't feel like she has to I'm trying to remember her exact words. She don't want to stay where she's not appreciated, and she's tired of trying to have to teach colorisms and excuse me, no man has a right to put their hands on a woman, point blank and period. Um, and so she's just tired of going through having black men say and do certain things toward her because of the color of her skin, which by the way was so absolutely beautiful. But there are a lot of women, black women, that are finding more comfort in dating men outside of the race. They don't have to deal with the colorism. Some of them feel like they're way more appreciated and don't have to beg for the appreciation and the respect. What are your thoughts on this, Reese?
My thoughts are, whoever you date, as long as you're comfortable with that person,
Mm-hmm.
whether they're white, black, Chinese, Mexican, or whatever. But don't just say, as for myself, I'm not gonna date a black woman because this and that, and they have attitudes and all. Because every black woman don't have an attitude. You have some very sweet black women out there that will treat you like a king, and will make you happy. Just like you have, you know, um, the situation is always different. So to me, the color doesn't matter. It's the person, their self. Because if she was blind and she meets somebody and they treat her like she wants to be treated, she's not even gonna look at color. But she's saying these guys are looking at her because her color and this and that. Okay, maybe that's not the one for you because he's not looking for that type of woman. No matter what you do or what you say, you still not gonna please him because in his eyes, he want a light skinned woman with pretty hair and all kind of other stuff, and you're not what he's looking for. But don't say that he's not put every black man in that category because every black man is not like that. So some a black man will appreciate who she are and what I didn't say attitude, her personality, her skin tone, and everything else about her, and will be happy. And she will find that white man or whoever he is with blue eyes or whatever, and he will make her happy. So whatever it is, I don't really think it depends on the color of their skin. It depends on that person's personality, period, and who he's attracted to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think the reason, after listening to her and actually just going through and looking at other women's posts and videos about the same thing, is not just so much as all black men have been this way towards me. It's the ones that they have been with. And this particular woman here, when you look at her beautiful, 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 beautiful skin, having a man talking to you and berating you and making you feel like your skin is not as pretty as someone who's lighter or who's white or whatever. After having that for so long, you do get, I would get to a point myself where I felt like, but you're supposed to be my brother. You're supposed to be a king to me, and you insult me because of how I look. When I have these men over here who almost worship the way that I look. So I can understand, after reading and again watching a lot of their videos, I can understand why they decided to do that, because it's much deeper than when a brother say, well, all black women have attitudes. It's much deeper than that. It's you looking at this woman and looking at how she can't help how she was created. You're looking at how she was created and telling her that that's not good enough. I can understand not wanting to commit to that, marry that, partner up with that, because every day you're gonna always be telling me something about me is not right. Or if I was lighter, I'd be prettier. Because people will say some of the dumbest, cruelest things. You know, you'd be pretty if you were, or you're really pretty for a dark skinned girl. You're just dumb stuff. You know, you're really pretty. You have a pretty face, even though you're fat. If you lost a little weight, you would be fine, or just all kind of crazy stuff. So I can understand the logic in behind them wanting to do that and wanting to be with someone that they feel actually cares about them. If you feel like your own brother won't do it. Derek says, my opinion is this: if you love a person, color should never be the determining factor. It really should not, Derek, but unfortunately, there are some people who are together just because the other person's another race. I know the opposite. I know um, a few white people, they do not want to date anybody but black people. And I've asked, what's the reasoning behind it? And it's sometimes not even reasoning, it's just, I prefer it. And then they get into the physicality of it. You know what I'm talking about? So if love were only the determining factor in some of these situations, but yeah, it's not in all, but in some. Go ahead, Reese.
Yeah, I just feel it comes back to a person's personality. And I never forget one time I met this young lady
Mm-hmm.
and she said, "You cute." I said, "I'm cute." She said, "Yeah, you'd be handsome if you was taller." I'm like, "Really?" And I said, "So that's the determining factor of us not dating?" She said, "Yeah." She said, "I don't want nobody that's my height." I said, "So if I treat you like the woman that you are, a queen, and do everything for you, you still wouldn't date me?" She like, "Nah." I said, "So if you found somebody that treated you wrong, used you, was 6 foot or whatever, you would date him?" And she thought about it. So it's crazy how some women will look at appearance and just go off of that.
Yeah.
And the guy doesn't work, doesn't have any ambition, don't want to do anything, but he go around got fine hair, looking like genuine, and you love him to death. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you look at it, but you won't date somebody that you see he has a nice job. You're not even trying to get to know this person, and it's not even about skin color or anything like that. You're looking at, well, appearance, period. Because he can be
Yeah.
a tall, dark skinned black man. Because that's what you hear. Black, I want me a tall, dark skinned black man, bro. I want me an Idris Elba, and I'm like, okay. So, and to me, all that is fine if that's what you prefer. But would you have somebody that treats you with respect
Yeah.
and give you that nourishing that you need as a man or a woman, to give you
Mm-hmm.
support when you do certain things, to have your back when you do certain things, and like, baby, it's gonna be okay. Don't worry about it this time. You're gonna be okay next time. Or you
Yeah.
have somebody, I told you that wasn't gonna work. I don't know why you keep wasting your time with that. I don't know, you don't waste your money. We could take that money and go to Hawaii somewhere. Really? So you rather do that than me try to reach my dreams and my goals?
See. See, we've talked on this podcast several times about preferences. And if y'all have watched, then I don't have a preference on the physical. My preference has everything to do with your heart and your character. Because what is my motto? You can be fine as all get up and be a jerk. I've been with some very fine jerks. And let me
Yep.
tell you something. And that's not to say if you don't look a certain way, you're not fine. Because what's handsome and fine for me may be different for the next woman. But your looks could change at any given moment. If you rocking an S curl and I don't know it's an S curl and you stop rocking an S curl, that's gonna change. Like your looks can change. All jokes aside, they really can. But how you are in your heart and how you treat me, that is what's important. That is what's sexy. That's what's gonna make me want you. That's what's gonna make me desire you. That's what's gonna make sure when you come home, boo, your plate is hot, good food. What else you need? Right? That's what's important to me. What you driving, how you living, how many abs you got popping. What is that? That's aesthetics. That's
Yeah.
aesthetics. And what I want is a man that wants me for me. If I am not your preference, if I'm not your type, you can't do the wheelchair, whatever it is. I want you to tell me and know that up front, and I'm okay with it. I'm cool with it because I love me. I'm amazing. I love me. And God is going to send me a man that loves me just as much. But what I don't want is for you to do a settle. And then every single day I got to hear how you wish I had more of this and less of that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Don't pick me up in the store and take me home if you don't want all of me. Point blank and period. We got to hit comments and then I want you to respond to that. I'm going to read this one and you can read the next one. I will say this is not about color. It's not about race or anything like that. It's about the person's personality. And not every black man is like that. A black man, I think it was supposed to be, will know how to appreciate, love, and respect and treat that woman like a queen. Come through, DJ Smooth. Here you go, Reese.
But also too, you got to learn how to address women and what to say, because sometimes you say the wrong thing that will hurt the woman's feelings, like you're very beautiful, Queen Nikki, and
Oh,
they're going to be somebody who's going to value you, appreciate the woman that you are. Or you might come across a man might not be happy and satisfied for who you are, but there are some men that's going to love you, respect you, value you, and everything else.
I think that's exactly what I just said. And you were so right. And the ones that can't appreciate me and I'm not what they want, I'm not mad at them. I'm just not what you want. And I'm okay with it. I'm all right with that. It's not so much what's on the outside. The most important thing is what's on the inside that matters. And that counts. That's how I feel about it too. That's exactly how I feel about it. What was your response to what I said?
Yeah, and like I said, to have a woman or a man that when you come into the house and you can't wait to get home from work, and as soon as I walk in, I know I'm gonna get that smile of somebody that's gonna make me feel like I'm appreciated, just to feel that comfort of being home, and there's
Yeah.
somebody like, baby, lay, sit down, I got you. It ain't even got to be food on the table, whatever. We can do that together, whatever. But just to be appreciative that that person that you have there is somebody that really cares about you. And
Yeah.
when you walk, like I say, walk into the house, um, you just feel like, wow, I left all that at the door.
Yeah.
This is our world right here.
Mm-hmm.
So that to me, that's one of the best things in the world. Matter of your dark skin, black, cocoa brown, whatever it is. If that person makes you feel like that skin color is out the door.
That part. And I have always desired to have a home that my husband not only is excited to come to, but to come through that door. And like when he comes in, he knows that's his refuge, that's his peace, his sanctuary, his palace. That's his. And he's excited and wants to be there. Therefore, I'm working on me on the inside. I'm not saying that the outside may not be important as far as health and those type of things, but I'm working on my inside so we can have that peaceful place. And I want someone that feels the exact same way. They want to work on them on the inside so they can be the best husband that they can be. I'm cool if you work out too. Do that. I'd rather you take care of your health than die on me early or get sick. But making sure your inside is right. That's what's most important to me. You want to hit what King said?
It's sad, but complexion is it's sad, but complexion has somewhat always been the deciding factor in choosing a relationship.
Especially back in the day of a lot of segregation and racial injustice. Some people wanted their children to be of a certain color so it wouldn't be as hard for them. And then too, you got it now. It's especially in sports, especially
Oh
in
yeah,
sports. It's a sign of having have made it if you end up with someone that's white or someone that's not of your of your culture. There's nothing like a man coming home to a person who loves you and shows it. If they are black or white, it doesn't matter that part. I just happen to be black, but that's it.
yeah.
That's it.
'Cause I had a friend that had that same mentality, that she had kids for a white guy,
Hmm.
and but she dated this guy. He treated her great. I mean, everything. But she wouldn't have a child for this guy because she said she wanted all her kids to have the same complexion. So that means you would have to date another white guy so your kids could look alike.
I've heard that. I've heard black men say it when
Oh,
they had children with women outside of being black, and I've heard it by the women. Like I've heard it. I have heard white people say it. I have heard it.
yeah.
Yeah. What are your last thoughts on this one? Then I got a surprise one for you. He don't know about this topic, but what's your last one on this one?
Oh. My thoughts on that is you have the right to date whoever you want to, black, white, whatever. If they make you happy, that's fine. But don't categorize that whole race on your prior relationships because
Yeah,
you don't feel that that one black man or white man didn't treat you the way you were supposed to be treated, because all of them are not like that. So my thoughts is if you choose to date outside your race, that's fine. But give other men a chance to prove that everybody is not like that. But just
Yeah.
don't just shut them out and say I'm not doing this no more because all of them are like that. So that's my final thoughts on that
I love that, Reese. Mine is be open to love. Be open to who God has for you, because who God has for you, you really don't know how they're gonna come. You really don't. And what one or two or three people may have done doesn't mean everybody is the same way. So I would just say be open for love. If you being open for love means opening up yourself to other nationalities, do you? Because I'm not going to be laying in the bed with either one of y'all. So, do you? Here is our next topic. So, we're talking about prenups. We're talking about prenups. I'm springing this one on you. Would you sign a prenup to be with the love of your life? And I have a caveat to add to it once we get this question answered. So, if you were not, or to marry your wife, Cheryl, if she asked you to sign a prenup, what you do? And for those that don't know what a prenup is, basically, I'm going to break it down like this. Y'all have a piece of paper written up that says everything that you have before you get married belongs to you, and everything that I have belongs to me. So if I'm sitting on swole in the bank, you have no access to that, because I had that before I got with you. And a lot of cases, those prenups go a little bit deeper than that, but that's the basic. Derek already said, hell to the no. He's not doing it. Reese, would you sign a prenup to have married your wife?
in a heartbeat.
Okay. Tell us,
Because
talk to
to
us.
me, I'm not marrying you for what you have. I'm marrying you for the person you are. So anything you have, that's yours anyway before we got together. I feel what we build together is ours, but why should I get half of what you have when I didn't work to build that? When you didn't work your hard earned time and everything else to build what you have, and I'm coming in and taking advantage and getting what you already built. So to me, I mean, even if you didn't have anything, if you wanted me to sign a prenup, yeah, what? Okay, fine.
Douglas agrees with you. What about the prenups that say what you came in this relationship with, you leave with? So you're married for 20 something years. When you get with someone, they have, say, $1 million. Y'all stay together for 20 years. In that 20 years, that money gets invested, it turns into $60 million. But because you sign a prenup, you walk away with what you came into the relationship with. Would you sign one of those, Reese, and those in the audience?
To me, it depends on if that $1 million done accumulated interest, and that's just your $1 million, and I haven't put anything towards it. Yeah, I'll sign that. But if we build something together, we gonna have a joint something where whatever you have, sure, that's yours. Keep it, because I don't want it. And you built that, that's yours. But what we built together, and if I help build that, yeah, we gonna have to split that, or something's gonna happen because now I don't put my time in, and you don't put as much time as I have into that. Why should you take everything? But that million that you had before you, yeah, that's yours. All the interest, all that, sure, you can take that. But what we built together,
Hmm.
yeah, we need to split that.
So on this answer, I'm split. Because fine, take your stuff. I'm not marrying you for your stuff.
Exactly.
However, let me tell you what changed my mind. So
Uh,
I was watching this show. Excuse me. It was 90 Day Fiance, I believe it was, and I forget the two people's names. But long story short, this brother was wealthy. Well, he had stuff, and he wanted the woman to sign a prenup, and she was reading through it and said that she would sign it if she can make some addendums to it. That's the first time I had ever heard someone say, I'll sign it, but I'm going to go through and change some stuff. Because one of the things she wanted to change was, I know what you have before me, but if I'm with you and we're building together, this is going to end up being us building, and I walk away with nothing. And I was like, bet. Exactly. Because here's the thing. Even with that 1 million that you had when I got with you, in 20 years, I've done nothing to contribute to that. If I'm taking care of your children while you out investing and working, I'm doing my part, right? If I'm supporting you through whatever, I'm doing my part. So you walk away with what I helped you build and I get nothing. That started making me think about the person that wants you to sign it and not willing to give you anything. What does that say about you? Because they always say the person that won't sign it, it says something about them being with someone because you want their money or whatever. What does it say about you because you want me to sign it? Because you love me, right? You want to marry me, correct? But you want everything to be yours and nothing be so. Do I have to contribute it all into the marriage? Because ultimately, if you decide to walk away from me today, you walk away with everything. So when old girl said, I'll sign it, but I'm gonna make some changes in it. He didn't like the changes, but I love that she stood her ground. No, you're not gonna play me like this, work me for 20 years, and then you walk away and I've put in all this. Go ahead.
No, I was agreeing with you.
Oh, and you put in I put in all of this work to help you and you get to walk away with all of it. Who? No, My thing is this. I marry for love before anything else came into the picture as far as money or anything else. So no matter what, we're going to build a foundation together. We work together as a team. So you're saying, well, wait a minute, because you said yes, you would sign it. Hold on, came into this marriage. Okay, so these are the reasons why you would sign it. I think is what he's saying. Am I reading that correctly, Shawn?
Says my thing is this is that I marry her, love her before anything else came into the picture as far as money or anything else. So no matter what, we're going to build a foundation together. We work together as a team.
Okay, so he did say yes to that being his reasoning, but I think the part I'm trying to connect DJ Smooth is you are saying that y'all are going to be a team, but a team works together, they win together, they lose together. If you sign that prenup, you're not the one that wins. She wins. So if you work as a team, but you're signing something that says you don't walk away with anything, then it seems like you're the only teammate playing. I guess is what I'm trying to say. Derek says, how about you read that one, Reese?
I'm sorry. Yeah, but there's a trust factor involved with that. When you come together as one.
Okay, we're gonna do that one. And King says, yes. So is this yes, you're gonna sign the prenup, King? Or are you saying
No.
what would you saying yes to? If it was yours when we met, you can leave with it. Okay, well, King is saying you can have it.
All right,
Okay,
King.
okay. Now earlier you did say, I thought you said hell no to the prenup. Maybe that wasn't you. Maybe that was somebody else. Okay, so King says he'll sign it. All right
Yeah,
now.
but I'm with the lady. Like she said, that addendum in there. Okay, what you have when we come in is yours, but what we build after this
Together.
is
Yes.
ours together.
That's
So
it.
go ahead and if you got $1,332.55,
I
you
don't
gonna
want
get
your $1,332.
yeah, you're gonna get that 55 cents when we leave. Go ahead and get that out, get that taken care of, so we go ahead and
Yeah,
spread the rest of this.
right. You
Yeah,
can have that, but past that 33 cents, all that's me and
yeah,
you. I can't
everything
do
past
that.
that 35 cents is us, and so we're gonna go ahead and split this down the middle, okay? Yeah.
All right. Okay, so what are your finals on this one?
My thing is going into a marriage, and I understand some men need to protect their assets and different things like that, but
Look at your cousin.
uh, okay,
Tell nobody
Georgia ain't one but
want
five cents
memorabilia.
anyway, and we ain't gonna talk about the Giants, but allegedly, allegedly they're gonna win a Super Bowl sometime in the 2000 something. But anyway, so that collectibles, you might, yeah, she'll let you keep that one. But a prenup has never been something that's important to me. I guess I think once you learn somebody or try to get to know somebody, hopefully you can get a feel for do they love you or are they there for your money. Now, if you meet somebody and every time you turn around, she wants to, I want this person, I want that person. Can we do this? And instead of somebody's like, baby, let me take you out to dinner one time. I know you got money, but let me treat you sometime. I mean, it's just I would never do it. And like I said, if we did, whatever you have before we get there is yours, and that's just the way it is. So
Yeah. Well, my thing is the person that wants that prenup signed so bad, make sure you sign hers or his too. Cause just because you started out the one with the money, you don't know what their potential could take them to do. So my final on it is this. Um, if it's just that important, I'm not gonna lie and say I'm not gonna question where your heart is toward me that you automatically trying to protect, like you think I want your stuff. However, if it's like that, I'm gonna throw some addendums up in there and say, hey,
yeah.
if you want to do that,
So I think Nikki froze a little bit. I don't know if I'm still on. She came on a little bit earlier.
okay,
Hopefully
can you
she's
hear
back.
me?
Okay, I got you.
Okay. Anyway, what were you saying? Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just talking about those addendums or whatever. That I think that's a good way to look at it. Like if you want to put these stipulations in here, okay, I agree with you, but you
Hmm.
also gonna have to agree to some of my terms.
Come on,
So
let me
if
protect
if if
myself.
whatever you want, we can do it, but I'm gonna also protect me too.
That's it. That's
So
it.
you're not gonna be the only winner in this situation. We're gonna both win. So whatever we build together, that's what's gonna be ours. But like I said, all the way down to that 35 cents is yours.
Cause when we hit 36 cents, that's us, baby.
Yeah, that penny come. You gotta split. I don't know how you split a penny, but
He talking about yep. Alrighty. So our last topic is basically going to be a recap. We're going to just quickly recap some of the things that we were our favorites or some of the best moments from this particular season. Shawn, what would you like to highlight? Or do you want me to go first? Which one?
well, mine's not gonna be because I think all the episodes was so moving and so touching, and I think a lot of them. Some of my favorite ones is when King and Nicole got into it. It was going back and forth, and it's just so fun to see them two together. But you should see them in person. Um,
I've
the,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy. And just being on here, Nikki, your dedication and what you put into every show, it makes every show special. So I can't say there's a very special one because all of them has been special. And I hate sometimes that I couldn't make it on here, and I'll be riding back from wherever I'm coming, but I catch it on the screen. And I look at it, I can't type. So I just think every episode that y'all have done, I think has played a part in somebody's life that has touched them because they was going through that same situation, and you were able to help, and they had a better outlook on that situation. So my final recap: every one of them, everyone was great. All of them was great.
Douglas said that was his favorite right there. Douglas was on. He co-hosted with us twice, and the day that Nicole was on with us, and she and King, per usual, were going back and forth. You and Douglas were just looking like this from person to person, and I think that was Douglas's first time. But yeah, I really enjoy those shows. Thank you for what you just said. That was so absolutely encouraging. It really was. Some of my favorites have been when we've had guest hosts on, or when you all have come on to help me out when King was absent. You and Terry and Douglas, Nicole, um,
William,
Sierra, William, I think I said Terry,
yeah,
Ricky. When all the Kings were on and we got to ask y'all anything, that was one of my favorites. When all the Queens were on and we got to ask them anything. The shows where we opened up the platform to be really vulnerable about things that were happening in the world that were affecting us, like the shooting in Uvalde and the mass shooting up in New York. So those type of shows, um, the ones where the people would send these messages saying, man, you don't know, man, I took y'all topics, we were talking about them at work, and or my family, when we get together, we'll sit and talk about some of y'all's topics, and it's bringing us back together. And that for me has been absolutely everything, which is one of the reasons why I would work so hard to bring a good show, because I know these messages, and I know people that were going through stuff but would watch just so they could laugh or hear me and King argue back and forth, or Nicole and King go to blows. They enjoy watching you. uh, you would always like throw something in the middle of them two arguing. um what else? What else was some of my favorites? um Even the shows where we had a lot of technical issues, those were still really good shows, because when you can have bad audio and echoing and people are still watching and responding, that's a blessing. But I gotta say, all of the audience who have been faithful from the very first show, thank y'all so very much. I appreciate my family. They were tuning in pretty much almost every show and commenting. Nicole and Loretta, I got to give a special shout out to y'all. Y'all might not even be watching anymore, but Loretta, she reposted almost every single promo we've ever had since she started watching.
Wow.
Nicole, whether she was on or not, Nicole was supporting. She would be sending me topics in Messenger, just being encouraging on the back end. William Pleasant, if you are still on here, your comedy is everything, and I appreciate the support. Sierra, from here we started our own podcast, so I'm appreciative of that. I want to thank you, Shawn, for what you did with our logo mid-season, when you and I kind of tweaked it and you went in there and fixed it up for us. We want to thank Kevin Harrington for our theme music that was created by King's brother. And well, I just want to make sure I don't forget anyone. And King, I know you're still watching. I We grew a lot. We grew a lot throughout this show. And I will say, as a person, I grew a lot. Doing this show, I learned a lot, and we had some great episodes. We really had some good episodes. There were episodes when the cameras would stop rolling, we would be talking like, "Yo, that episode was lit," and so I am very, very appreciative to each and every one of you. Thank you who tuned in today. I do not know if I will be returning for another season. I don't know if the show will go on for another season. But if we do not, just know that y'all have made my life so amazing, and you allowed me to be myself. I will never forget the support. Y'all don't know, because you don't know what happens in my messenger and in my inbox, and people texting and calling, but this show meant so much to me during times when I really, really needed it. So thank you very, very much. And Shawn Maurice, I cannot thank you enough. When I message you or I call, you come, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. How about you read this, because I'm trying not to cry right now. Go ahead.
DJ Dougie Smooth, Douglas Smooth. I just want to say every show that you have done has been very, very empowering, because there's somebody out there going through something. You just don't understand how to handle it or
Yeah.
what to do. But when we come together on one accord and you put a show together that's going to be a benefit and help people out, here's that there's that blessing, and I thank God for Nikki and King and everybody else.
Oh, thank you so much, Douglas. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, I want to make sure I didn't forget anything.
You better thank your mama for showing up every episode.
I did. I thank my family. I'm so proud of them, because I've been doing radio and podcasting for years and years and years, and they didn't watch. They did not watch. My people have been all up in the audience, Some of them will get an attitude with me if I didn't remind them right before we started to be on. That's how much support they gave, and I appreciate them so very much. Sherry, Treva, my mother, my brother, thank y'all. My cousin would pop in, some of my classmates, old co-workers. I just thank all of y'all. And for those who watch this in the replay, thank you very, very much. You made doing this very, very special for me, and I appreciate it. I really, really do. Do you have any final thoughts?
My final thoughts is hopefully we can go to the negotiation table with the big networks and renegotiate contracts and work out different issues so you can come back next season. Because like I said, I think you will be missed, you and King. Um, just having something to look for on a Sunday afternoon when you're winding down from the whole week to get started back
I'm trying not to.
for your next week.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, everybody has taken something from this show, has put their input in something, and you building something that's great. And I mean, I've even enjoyed, because I never get on here and talk to myself. I'm like, what are you doing? But you bring so much out in people that they don't realize they can do themselves. And I have people. One of my friends said, "Wow, man, you can do your own show." I'm like, "Nah." I said, "I'm good being a co-host. I like being in the background. I let everybody else stand out there." But you have touched so many people, and so many people have related and just come to the show to just get a relief and an understanding, and to relax and just have fun. And that's what it brings. So hopefully, like I said, we could talk to the networks and renegotiate some things, move some stuff around, and you'll be back hopefully in a couple of weeks. But like I said, I enjoyed it. Love you, love King, everybody on here. Thank you for supporting Nikki and King, and just helping her build. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you.
And I didn't cry.
You did not. My mama told me we better not cry. Look, well, I made it through. I'm glad I had the opportunity to be a part of the show. I even had to laugh at the one that I was on with King and Nicole. Yeah, because you were looking like they are really arguing. And that's how they do all the time. And they love each other. This has been an excellent segment. Thank you both. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, excuse me. I've been telling you guys that I had some news I was going to share with you about the Obstacle Overcomer podcast. You can still catch it on all of these platforms here, but over the next couple of weeks, the name is changing. The platform is changing, and I'm so excited. So please connect with me. If you do not follow me on Instagram at Nik the Overcomer, or here on Facebook, Nikki Johnson, please do so, because I want you guys to be able to see all of the amazing things that are happening in my life. If y'all would like to see another season, hit me up at nikkiking@gmail.com. I don't know. Maybe that negotiation table Shawn was talking about may happen. I don't know. But you can still catch your girl on my new podcast, which is called the Queen's Takeover Podcast. It is every Tuesday at 7 p.m. It is live. You can go to our YouTube channel and subscribe there. It will be live streaming there, as well as on Facebook. And this coming Tuesday, we're going to be talking about so many amazing things. So make sure you join us and stay in contact with me there. Ray says, yes, Nikki, you have to do another season. Hey, Ray, I didn't know you were on here. Hey, love. All righty. Well, normally King would do his statement and do the mic drop and all those good things, but I'm going to do it. Listen, if there is another season, y'all come back and support. If there is not, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. With that being said, because I cannot not cry, as always, kings and queens, keep reigning.
Yeah.